So this is something we wanted to do.
Correct.
Comparison between the Meteor and the Classic. It is not really a comparison between those two motorcycles. They're very different. However, I think by popular demand.
This is like for people who are undecided between a Meteor and Classic, which way should I go?
Which way they should go, yeah. And there are about 23,500 videos already on YouTube.
So let's make that 23,500 first review on this.
501st review. Okay. Thank you. DirtDon, you had a go at these two. You had a go on the highway, and then you had a little go on this little bit of a mud trail and dirt road. What do you think?
I rode the Meteor first. Meteor was pretty smooth and it munched up the kilometers very easily. You don't feel the distance you travel.
Easier to ride than the Classic on the highway, on a good open highway?
Yeah, definitely. You can relax, and it's a relaxed ride. It's a easy rider.
So on the highway, on the open highway, you prefer the Meteor to the Classic?
Yeah, correct.
Right? Okay. What about on the B roads, village roads, winding, little broken tarmac and a little bit of mud, but generally reasonably okay roads? What did you feel? Comparison?
On a comparative note, I felt the Classic is better. I was very surprised when I rode the Classic. I felt different. I felt like controlling the motorcycle. I was on the motorcycle. Probably on the Meteor, I was
in the motorcycle.
In the motorcycle, I was cruising in a relaxed mode, but once when I sat on the Classic, it's a total different scenario.
Okay. Was it the suspension better, or you felt better on it?
I felt better.
Okay.
I felt better because I was sort of more in control of the motorcycle when I was sitting on the motorcycle. So I felt the Classic was better. Even the speeds are lower in the interior roads the bumpy roads, and we won't be doing higher speeds. So we'll be going at a steady speed, and the motorcycle felt more in control on the interior roads.
So I think on these roads, smaller roads, we have to give more inputs to the motorcycle. Make it move, weave, stop, slow down. It gave you a sense of being in control.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. On the motorcycle.
On the motorcycle, yeah.
Probably because on the Meteor, see, basically we are in contact with the motorcycle at three significant points: the feet, hands, and the bottom. These are the three areas where we are in contact with the motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, knee, all that, but these are the predominant areas. On the Meteor, majority of that contact is on the bottom. Very light feet, very light hands.
Correct.
So all the most of the contact, or rather, how do I say, most of the pressure or the load, the weight,
everything's
is all on the bottom. So the hands and legs are a bit free.
Correct.
Yeah, I think on the Classic, what happens, that whole thing shifts.
Correct.
There's lesser here, and whatever reduced here is onto the feet and some onto the arms. Is that interpretation correct?
I think you nailed it right, because on the Classic, I can hug the tank more, and I can sit upright, and even the handlebar, I feel like I'm more in control of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And to say it in a different way, there's nothing wrong with the way it's designed, the Meteor. It's designed with a different purpose.
Yeah, it's a design, it's a theme, it's a language, it's a direction of that. So, yes, referring to what you feel. So you say that on little bit of broken roads and all that.
Yeah, I feel the Classic
felt better on the Classic.
Yeah, I was more in control of the motorcycle than when I was riding a Meteor.
So coming to the third road, I think I'll take the liberty of answering that question. You probably felt even better on the Classic than on the Meteor, right? On the dirt road.
Yeah.
So that factor of being more in control is more needed on a bit of on terrain that has got some dirt and stone and rock and slippery surface.
Correct.
Yeah. Would that be accurate?
That's correct. So my take will be like, Meteor's a beautiful motorcycle for the highways and also the city riding.
Yeah, city riding too. Yes, true.
And the Classic probably might not be the perfect ride for a very long highway, like for going to Ridermania or Goa. It will be a little bit of more of a strain than when compared to Meteor.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this day-to-day riding and little bit of rough road, bad roads, Classic is the motorcycle for me.
Classic is better. Yeah, I felt the same too. I felt good on the highway with the Meteor, straight, winding, smooth. Even the city, it was pretty okay in the traffic and signal, traffic, stop and go. Easy, absolutely easy.
It's butter smooth.
I didn't need to put in much effort or work to make it do things.
Correct,
it was on the Classic, yes, it was not as comfortable as a Meteor in the city and heavy traffic, stop and go. Once we got into a bit of slightly tight roads, but with some speed, not city roads, slightly outside with broken tarmacs, big speed bumps. Yeah, I felt the Classic has an advantage. The biggest advantage I feel is after a while sitting on the motorcycle, if I want to give my backside a break, what we generally do is just stand up a little, just a couple of seconds to get some circulation going. Can't do that on the Meteor.
Can't do that on the Meteor.
Can't do that on the Meteor. It's a little bit difficult on the Classic, but definitely more manageable. You could take some load off the off the bottom. Yeah, and on roads here, these kind of roads, I mean, hands down, the Classic takes it over the Meteor. Two hooligans who joined us today, Mr. AutoRama and Mr. CowKora.
Let's hear out from the hooligans.
And
what
they were on
say.
Adventure motorcycles and they were having a laugh.
Yeah, they were making fun of us.
They're making fun of both of us on this, running circles around us. And they're both of them standing there and grinning. CowKora,
Let's come.
let's hear your bhashan. And don't talk about adventure motorcycles, okay? We're going to talk only about these two.
Hey Muski,
Hey, CowKora.
how's you been? All well?
I'm good. I'm sure you're doing very well, and I can see you grinning ear to ear because you were on your X-Pulse kicking up dirt in our faces, huh? Showing us what you can do on these roads.
Very rare I get an opportunity, right? Like that.
How much dust you made me breathe following you. You just pull away, wait for me, and again pull away, is it? Coming to these two motorcycles, you rode both. You rode both on the highway, you rode it on the village roads, little broken tarmac, big speed humps and all that. And then, of course, you rode it on a little bit of dirt road, flat dirt roads.
Yeah.
So, what is your take on these three different terrain? How do you compare and what do you think?
Okay, so if I have to do that, I think I was very comfortable with the Meteor. I don't know, got nothing to do with the posture or stuff like that. But the way the engine, I find it a little bit more sprightly, more responsive
Than the Classic?
than the Classic 350.
Interesting, okay.
I find the Classic 350 a bit sober down version of the Meteor. If you look on paper, I think both are similar, identical.
You felt this was more sprightly on the open highway?
On the open highways, easily maneuverable as well. Classic was a bit of a slouch. It doesn't like to be pushed. It commands you to go in what it is comfortable going at.
Lazy motorcycling. Easy motorcycling.
Yeah, I won't say lazy, but easy. Because,
You're being nice. Okay.
No. See, lazy in the sense like, you twist the throttle and then, the vehicle still doesn't move. But I don't think so with this motorcycle.
So you say take it easy motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a take it easy motorcycle. I wouldn't say lazy,
Okay.
A sober version of it. The Meteor was, I think I felt the front is a bit too light. Possibly it's the rake in which the fork
probably
is
the weight is more rearward.
Yeah.
The rider's weight I think is more rearward and the rake so probably gives the feeling of
I think a little bit of feedback from the front on the Meteor might be better because I rode it back to back with the Classic 350 and I think the Classic 350 gives you a lot of feedback and it's instantaneous.
Yes.
So
that is why DirtDon mentioned he feels more in control of the motorcycle on the Classic.
Yeah.
Because that's the feedback is important, right?
True.
And he being an ex, sports, he used to do a lot of
rallies and stuff
that,
like that.
He did pretty well in his days. So I can connect with what you're saying. It gives feedback, which is important for a rider who is pushing it. When I rode both on similar roads, especially on the slightly broken tarmac B roads, I found the Meteor handlebar stable. it didn't move around much. Yeah, it kind of it was just it was doing this. Yeah, you could do this and this. I found the Classic doing.
It needs to be egged on.
No,
eh?
it's responding very immediately and quickly to the kind of terrain. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
True. So I agree. And somehow I find the fit and finish of the Meteor slightly ahead of the Classic.
Ahead of the Classic?
Yeah.
It probably is. So on B roads also you felt this had more, you felt more comfortable on this.
On the Meteor, yeah.
Good, very good to hear different take. DirtDon had a different take on it, and it's good to hear different views. That is why I guess I got you, despite you coming on your adventure tour. Then okay, now on the dirt. What do you think on the dirt once you got off the tarmac?
The Classic is.
Yeah, I think it's obvious. A cruiser, that posture it's not conducive for bad roads.
And it gives your back a bit of a tough time as well.
So your verdict for somebody who is undecided between the two, what would be your suggestion to them?
My suggestion, I think he needs to have his use case properly sorted out.
Okay.
If he's preferring more of the well-paved roads, I think Meteor should be an eyes-closed decision. But if he's trying to do a bit of city, bit of the well-paved roads and the off-roading or a bit of off-roading, let's put it that way, simple trail riding, I think the Classic wins hands down. And to be honest, I think today is the first day that I saddled a Classic 350. All through my life, I had never ridden a Classic 350, and it's only today that I have ridden it for some notable distance.
So after you rode it today, you realized you didn't miss anything.
That would be too harsh.
Between these two, I would go with the Classic.
Any strong reasons?
Yeah, I have never been a fan of cruiser motorcycles. I would prefer the Classic any day. It's a great motorcycle to tour, to explore a little bit of dirt, and to get some milk in the morning or go buy some vegetables. So,
okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good time watching the video.
And don't throw dirt in my face on the way back. You stay behind me.
Sure.
AutoRama.
Hi, Bosky.
How are you? Long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
How's your running going?
Running is fine. Fine, yeah. Got back into a running schedule again.
Okay.
Preparing for a marathon.
When is the marathon? Which one are you? Which is the one you are scheduled for next?
October. I'm running the Chicago Marathon.
Chicago Marathon in October. Good luck to you for the Chicago Marathon.
And it's good to be riding back after a long time.
Yeah. Every Sunday you've been busy running.
Yeah.
And fortunately you were able to make it. And good to have you here. And trying to help understand which is better for what. You rode both of them.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't like either of them. However, how long have you had the Himalayan now?
Himalayan is now, I'm in the fourth year.
Fourth year,
yeah.
So you've been spoilt a bit.
Yes.
So any other motorcycle with any less suspension, you will not enjoy.
Yeah.
Today you rode these two all the way on different types of roads. So let go of your Himalayan and other thoughts. Yeah. Between these two, what do you think? What do you feel? How did you feel on this? How did you feel on that?
Well, the ride experience is very different. I felt it was smooth. This was smooth. I felt the engine was smooth.
The Meteor.
The Meteor engine was smooth. Engine was smooth. The throttle was fine. The braking was fine. Once I got used to it, then I was like, I felt okay. So it's more comfortable. There, I think maybe I still compare it to the older style. And I felt it's a little bit harder. Maybe I don't know whether is the weight different or the weight same. But I felt a little heavier on the Classic. The Meteor actually felt
light.
Felt light.
Lighter of the two.
Felt lighter of the two. Of the two.
So which would be your preference? Say if you have to choose one of these two, what would you ride?
Yeah, I would go with the Meteor.
You would go with the Meteor?
I'll go with the Meteor. Reason, even if I look, say for example, even if there's a pillion riding along, it feels much more comfortable for the pillion. Maybe the seating is low, and also the nice backrest that's there. So that will be more comfortable. See, the Classic still, it's Classic. So, and it has got that I guess people would think more, compare it with the Bullet.
They do.
Yeah. I have not ridden a Bullet, so I wouldn't comment. But I think people who are from that type, would like that kind of a model, then would rather prefer the Classic. But a little bit more relaxed, but don't want an adventure bike or easy for city commute or even some long distances as well. The Meteor really looks comfortable. I don't know how it would take the rough terrain, how the Meteor would take, but if you have good tar roads and long distances, I think it's more comfortable to ride for a longer distance. Both of them have its own pluses and minuses, but if I have to rate amongst both, you take on if you rate each of them, then the scales would tilt more on the Meteor's favor now.
Good. Nice to hear that from you.
It's a good time to catch up with you on some of the finer points of bikes. Great, man. Thanks, Bosky.
Thank you, AutoRama. So there you have it. Each one has their view, their opinion, and their impression, experience of the two motorcycles. So you're free to choose. Choose wisely. Until next time, take care. Safe riding.